Welcome to Runner's World. I'm joined by Thomas Cassidy, program comment maker and selector for Monmouth Park and Meadowlands Thoroughbreds. Tom showed a profit making daily Monmouth plays in the Asbury Park Press last year, something that's incredibly difficult to do. And with the Kentucky Derby a mere 2 weeks away, he's going to lend us his expertise. Tom, what's your Derby handicapping philosophy?
Well, Brad, when it comes to the first Saturday in May, the first thing I look for is the pedigree of each horse. I like to see how they're going to handle the mile and a quarter distance because each of these 3-year-olds are trying it for the first time. I also like to look at the families to see if there's any Triple Crown success or Breeders' Cup Classic success because that will add a couple points of quality to each horse themselves. I also like to look at the Derby as any other race as well because I like to see if there's any horses that deserve excuses in their last few starts or do not deserve excuses in their last few starts, and that could be the difference between price and no price.
I look for three things. Firstly, raw talent going a true distance. Dunkirk just exploded freakishly in the Florida Derby despite every conceivable disadvantage. Quality Road is tractable power speed personified in the Seattle Slew mode. I Want Revenge is versatile, adaptable, and ultra fluid. Frisian Fire is solid, but a notch behind the other three. Secondly, I rate long-term foundation and 3-year-old preparation. Chocolate Candy and I Want Revenge are a near ideal combination of the two. Pioneerofthe Nile looks to be so on the surface, but the accumulated weight of his many speed works could catch up to him. And thirdly, I examined the projected race shape. With high-quality front-runners, the Pamplemousse and Old Fashioned now out, Speedy Quality Road could have a humongous tactical advantage in an expected field slanted towards stalkers and closers. But pace pressers could also do well. I Want Revenge can handle any scenario. Desert Party is sweet in traffic. Frisian Fire, professional recently, could get fresh and pulley coming off a 7-week layoff, and both Musket Man and now Papa Clem can press and pounce. The winner will be one of those 9 horses, but I Want Revenge and Quality Road, by dint of their high placement in multiple categories, are deserving favorites, with Chocolate Candy and Desert Party my wild cards and Dunkirk a must-use. Tom, you also think Desert Party is live. He sure has a Kentucky Derby and Triple Crown pedigree.
And Brad, that comes on the sire side of Desert Party's pedigree. He's sired by Street Cry, who sired 2007 Kentucky Derby winner Street Sense. But Street Cry himself was also phenomenal at the classic distance, going 2 for 2, notching a win in the Dubai World Cup. But there's also a great amount of class on the bottom of his pedigree. The sire of the dam, Sage Cat, is 1994 Belmont and Preakness winner Tabasco Cat, who also finished second in the Breeders' Cup Classic that year.
Pioneerofthe Nile, Tom, is a horse who's well-seasoned on synthetics, but the Derby will be his dirt debut. I
really don't feel that will be a problem for Pioneerofthe Nile. I don't look at that as an obstacle based on his pedigree alone. He's sired by Empire Maker, who was a 2003 Kentucky Derby runner-up, and he also won the Belmont Stakes later that year. His grandsire, Unbridled, won the 1990 Kentucky Derby and the Breeders' Cup Classic that year. But I also look at this Pioneerofthe Nile's dam, who is Star of Goshen. She was a stakes winner at Churchill Downs, and her sire was a multiple Grade 1 winner who took the 1985 Santa Anita Handicap.
You have to be both good and lucky to win the Derby, and Dunkirk could well fit that bill.
And Brad, if that is the case, we could be looking at Todd Pletcher's first Kentucky Derby winner. Dunkirk has a lot of class in his pedigree. He's sired by Unbridled Song, who won the 1997 Bluegrass Stakes over the conventional dirt at Keeneland. But a very big portion of the class also comes from the bottom of Dunkirk's pedigree. He's sired by 2000 Kentucky Oaks winner Secret Status, who also won the Mother Goose. And both grandsires of Dunkirk are multiple Grade 1 winners and Breeders' Cup Classic winners.
Trouble-prone Giant Oak might finally have gotten what he needed last time.
That could very well be the case for this horse, Brad. I feel that the Illinois Derby was his first real race of the year this year, and in the Risen Star, he caught a very tough trip, a brutal trip, as a matter of fact. He never got to get his legs stretched out. In the Louisiana Derby, he caught a sloppy sealed surface for which I don't think he cared for. So I'm going to look at the Illinois Derby as this horse's first race of the year and expect him to improve upon that effort.
Tom's other Derby users are Quality Road and Papa Clem, but he's not using Musket Man. Why?
Because I'm going to let Musket Man beat me for one reason, his pedigree. I feel his pedigree is better at sprint distances than it is compared to route or classic distances. His sire, Yanaguska, never won beyond 7 furlongs, and his dam, while she was a stakes place sprinter, she was over 1 routing.
Thank you, Thomas Cassidy. We look forward to seeing you opening day at Monmouth Park on Saturday, May 9th. I'll be there also. And Mike Kersey and I will be sitting right here handicapping all day on Derby Day, May 2nd at the Meadowlands.